Two ways to win big value. One way is to be a veteran NFL player trying to recapture his faded glory and sign with the Cowboys short term. The other is to ask Mike Fisher for a Stars and Strife book autographed by Michael Irvin. I am Mike Fisher. Welcome to Frisco, home of your Dallas Cowboys, the Star, of course, right down the street. Your subscription is free, your information is golden, and your chance to win, incredible. I'm going to name that's right, 3 names. It was supposed to be 2, but Marcia, today's her birthday, so she's in an especially generous mood. So rather than you give Marcia a gift, she's giving you an extra gift. 3 signed Michael Irvin books are going in the mail to somebody. And all you really had to do was be a subscriber and want it really bad. First, let's get to the Cowboys money pit. Do the Dallas Cowboys overrate and then overpay some of their stars? There's a good argument to be made there. We can go through the list. Some people think that Jalen Smith is overpaid. Some people think that Amari Cooper is overpaid. Some people think that Dak Prescott's overpaid. Some people think Tank Lawrence is overpaid. Did I mention Jalen Smith? And a lot of people think Ezekiel Elliott is overpaid. There's probably not any teams in the NFL that have that many guys that have critics of their salary. You think? Zeke, Dak, Amari, not going to put an offensive lineman in there, I don't think. Tank, Jalen, 5 guys on the list. What's interesting about this list, put together by Bleacher Report, is this is 1 guy off each team in the NFL who's overpaid, and the number of Cowboys who are on this list, ex-Cowboys. You might guess that when they pick their 1 present Cowboy roster member who's overpaid, they pick Ezekiel Elliott. Again, there's others to choose from. I think that Zeke this year in 2021 might prove those critics wrong. I said this when he got the contract in the first place. If the Cowboys contend for a Super Bowl, nobody will care. The reason Zeke's contract seems too fat is because last year they were bad and he wasn't good either. Get good and play well and contend for a Super Bowl, nobody cares. Great example of this, of course, is the New Orleans Saints. They won that Super Bowl, and then the next year were ridiculously cap troubled. Who cares? They were still celebrating on Mardi Gras, and they still are. Decade later, right? Still doesn't matter. They got their Super Bowl. Cowboy names dot this list the same way that Michael Irvin autographed book names are going to dot this conversation here in a moment. Stay tuned. Thank you, by the way, for hitting the like button as well. And if you want to come into the Uncle Fish Premium Club, it costs you a couple bucks. If you want fish merchandise from the Uncle Fish store, see right below, you'll see the link to Priscilla, who has set up a store just for us. And it's some pretty cool stuff in there, if I say so myself. Fish out, straight, dope, exclusive, and more. As much as the Cowboys may overpay their guys, other NFL teams seem to want to overpay Cowboys too. Grab them in free agency and go. So they go team by team here. Cameron Irving was here for a blink of an eye. And then he was here in 2020, right? Then leaves, and the Panthers give him a 2-year deal that includes $8 million guaranteed. And I think he played 6 games last year. Randall Cobb, friend of the show, wide receiver, now with the Texans. He rejuvenates his career in Dallas after a long and good career in Green Bay. That was 2019. Jumps to Houston, gets a 3-year deal from the Texans, $27 million, 18 of it guaranteed, and he hadn't helped them be good. Still there, Randall Cobb. They're still not good. And the idea of Randall Cobb as a $9 million a year receiver doesn't seem quite right, especially when we're debating about Michael Gallup, and we'll have a video on this shortly. Michael Gallup, is he worth $12 million a year starting next year? Well, the league thought Randall Cobb is worth $9 million a year. And then there's Robert Quinn, friend of the program. And he's the Bears nominee on this list. Quinn, this was really very clever by the Cowboys. It was a good, safe, smart gamble. Remember, they gave up the nothing pick to Miami, brought in Robert Quinn. He was not making very much money. Did they renegotiate a deal to give him $6 million or something like that for a one-year rental? Comes here and gets 11.5 sacks in 2019. Now, again, they didn't win enough games, so it didn't matter enough. But that's a guy who was Defensive Player of the Year early in his career. Remember, he had a 20-sack year or whatever. Comes here, gets 11.5 sacks, fixes himself after having done nothing with Miami for the previous couple years. And I remember trying to explain to people, we had this debate, Cowboys need to keep Robert Quinn. And I'm like, there's zero chance. Because the Cowboys' bet was that he was going to go from being nothing to something and help them for a year. And then after he became something, somebody else was going to overpay him. And indeed, they did. The Bears chose to give Robert Quinn 5 years, $70 million deal, $30 million guaranteed. They paid him like he was, again, the Defensive Player of the Year. That was probably unwise. We thought so at the time. Just unwise financially. I would have loved to have kept him in Dallas at the right number. In 2020 with the Bears, he gets 2 sacks. So there's a lesson here. Maybe the best way to win if you're an NFL free agent and you're not at the very top of your game, sign with Dallas. Short term. Get some of that silver and blue spotlight on you. And then the rest of the league will go, oh, wow, look at that guy. Look at that Cam Irvin. He looks pretty good in a Cowboy uniform. Look at that Randall Cobb. He looks 10 years younger in that Cowboy uniform. Look at Robert Quinn. He's going to come here and get us 20 sacks. No. But that's how the money pit worked as it related to former Cowboys. Somebody might say that Byron Jones deserves to be on this stack. And, of course, we'll continue to monitor going forward who's next on this money pit list of guys who have a Cowboy connection and then get paid and maybe overpaid because of it, all along with you hoping that Ezekiel Elliott gets to laugh his way off this list. Now, to these Stars and Strife book winners, we said we'd give away 2 this weekend. And you guys were great about getting involved here and spreading the word. A bunch of people subscribed anew. That's good. A bunch of people went to my Facebook and friended me. It's Sports Illustrated Dallas Cowboys Mike Fisher. Come get me there. I think that thing's jumping by like 100 people a day, so come be one of today's 100 if you would. And then let's find out if you won. To make it clear, and I think we're pretty clear on this, but just because you say, Fish, I'll take that Irvin book, doesn't mean you get it. Although I appreciate you giving the extra nudge. Marcia throws 3 darts. I told her to throw 2, and she throws 3. Winners. Mr. Alvarez, you are a winner. Mr. Sean Hotaling, Hotaling, you are a winner down in Alabama. And in Iowa, Andy Potch, you, sir, are a winner. For just hanging out here, we give away junk. Casey got her Dirk Nowitzki G League jersey in the mail the other day. Delighted. A bunch of people on Facebook, on Twitter, at Fish Sports, I got my book, and they're taking pictures of themselves with the book. I'm starting to get people sending me pictures of themselves with the Uncle Fish store shirts. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you being part of what we do here. Will we give away more Stars and Stripes book? Yes. Will they be autographed by somebody? Yes, me. Might they be autographed by somebody else? Yes, maybe. Training camp is now just a few days away. We are packed and ready to go. We will be there on July 20th, of course, with the entire Cowboy contingent. We'll be on the field. We'll be in the hotel. We'll be at the beach, the whole thing, and we'd love for you to come with us. Thank you, and congratulations to Alvarez, Hoteling, and Potch. More winners to come. Fish out.